All right, what's up, guys? VV back with another video. And in today's video, guys, we're going to be doing a little bit of a market watch. You know, I like to do these once every month, and now we're in March, so we got the market watch in the month of March. A little bit of a alliteration there, a little bit of a tongue twister for y'all. But okay, let's go ahead and dive straight in, guys. No reason to waste any time. A little bit of good news, I think. For those who are not aware, just recently there have been bans posted over in the East on some cards from Sakazuki, and we're going to look at those. Those cards are just completely dropping in price. They're plummeting in price. But let's start off with the Charlotte Katakuri. This has been the card that's been pretty expensive for a while now. This has been a card that a lot of people have complained about because of the price. And in all fairness, it really hasn't moved too much. If you notice on the graph here, it kind of has just stayed around $70. Yeah, it did peak all the way up to, let me do a 6 month. Does it do it? There we go. So it peaked out around like $85 on average, and then it's kind of just stayed at 77. Like I would say that's kind of, or right around $70, excuse me. That's what it's at currently. So, and you see, really $70 to $80. I should take that back. About 70 to 80 bucks. For this card. It's been about the same. This is still a card that I think they need to somehow find a way to get back out, make it a winter card, like some kind of promo winter card. Just find a way to get this back out to drop this price, because I'm going to be honest, this is ridiculous. And I've talked to people recently, so I play a few card games. I play One Piece, of course. I play Flesh and Blood, and I've been kind of messing around with the idea of playing Grand Archive. And I've talked to a Flesh and Blood player who enjoys playing One Piece, but they were like, yeah, I'm not going to invest any more, money into the game because they're already playing a game that's expensive. Because for those who don't know, Flesh and Blood is like drastically more expensive than this game. Like there are cards that are 4 times as much as this for just a single card. Like if you buy like a Shard of the Arcanine, all this, I won't get into that. But the point is, even he is like, yeah, he originally got into One Piece because he thought it was going to be like a really cheap, fun game to play, like Pokemon, and sort of Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a little different. I understand that game gets very expensive, but this card is setting off so many people. It's pushing so many people away. Just seeing that number of 73, a lot of people do not like that. On the bright side, Borsalino's starting to dip down. This card was, at around 50 bucks for quite some time. And now you could get a whole playset right here, all 4 for 35 bucks each. So that's 140 bucks for all of them. Still expensive. I get it. Like I'm right there with you guys. This is still too expensive in my opinion for this card, but it is at least taking a dip in the in the downward direction, right? It's going in the right direction, right? That's the best way I can say it. So Hina has, like I said, this card was up 18 bucks. It's gone down to 12. Which that's a 33% price dip, right? So that is a good thing. We're starting to see this card go down in price, as you can see on here. That's a good thing. Same exact thing with Great Eruption. This card has fallen off the market because it's still $9, but this card is completely plummeted because it is going to be completely banned in a matter of, I don't know, like something like two or 3 months. For us in the East, or for us in the West, I think, but in the East, it's going to be banned, I think, just immediately on April 1st. So they have about 1 more month to get some usage out of this card. But this card's gone way down in price. It's still too expensive, in my opinion. I'm not going to lie, it's still way too expensive. But who knows, they might reprint in the future, but this card's gone down in price. Next up is Queen, a card we always got to take a look at. This has gone down. Everything's going down, right? So let's just say, well, not everything. We'll look at some cards in a second that are going up. But almost everything that people were complaining about before has gone down in price. And that's a good thing, right? We want that. We all want that. We want these cards to keep going down in price. That's what we're asking for. So Queen has gone down. This is a good sign. This Bardo card, it like flew up for a while. People trying to get as much money as they could out of it. It was like $75. Y'all see this? And now it's dipping down to 50. I expect this to keep going down. Maybe not. Maybe there's just not enough of them out there. But I don't even run this in my film deck. I'm not going to lie. Do I think the card is good? Yeah, I do. But I'll never buy a card like this. Like that's, it's one thing when you buy Katakuri, right? You're buying a secret rare that has an extremely powerful effect. It's an 8-cost 8K body. This is a 2-cost 3K that you can rest to stand up one of your film characters. Again, it's not bad. It's just I would never pay this kind of money for this kind of card. So yeah, there's that. Nami has gone up a little bit in price because Green Uda has not shown any signs of slowing down, and I don't think it will. I think Green Uda will just be consistently a very, very strong mid-range deck going forward. It will come down to pilot skill a lot of times, and because of that, the deck is, like I said, it's not showing any signs of slowing down going into OP07. I mean, who knows? People might start playing Bonnie over it, the new Bonnie leader in OP07. But as is, this card, this is one of those cards from OP02, like from the stuff from OP01 and OP02 when the game was relatively small because it was brand new. Those cards, the really high use cards from that set are going to become more and more rare, right? So these prices are probably going to keep going up unless they reprint them in the future. So $30 for Nami, that is steep. That does not feel good. I'm glad I bought mine. I was upset, I think, when I bought mine for like, I think I bought them for like $10 a card. I was like, oh man, here we go. I'm dropping $40 on this this card I might not ever play, but I'm glad I did when I did. Next up, let's talk about the future of One Piece, Red Purple Law. I don't think it's going to be literally the only card or the only deck of the future, but I do think it's going to be a very, very good deck in the future. And look what we see here. This card was around $8. I was telling people to buy this card. Let me go back 6 months when it was still $3 a card, and like when it started shooting up right here. I was telling people to buy this card literally when it was still under $4. Now the card is $17 a pop, and it's worth it if you're going to play Red Purple Law. Yes, you can build Red Purple Law without this card, but this card's real good. This card's real good, and I would argue you should. It was a card you should have gotten when it was cheaper, but now I guess it's kind of too late for the people who don't have it, unless you have deep pockets where you can afford this no problem. And then this one, people were like, "Oh, don't worry, this card like dipped down for a while." Well, not even. Like it was still like $14. Same with this card. I was telling people to buy this card way back when it was like $10 a card, and now it's $35 a card. People were saying like, "Oh, well, don't worry, the new Max Rays card coming out is going to make it's going to be an affordable version of Gordon." It's like, no, that effect, I'm just going to run 8, or 6. I think people run, like 5 or 6 on average right now for the Gordon, like Gordon/Max Rays, because it's the exact same card for those who don't know. It just has, one more different searcher keyword or type or whatever. But yeah, this card is very good. If you don't have these and you're trying to play Red Purple Law, you'll still be able, because here's the thing. This card too has piled up. Notice these are 2 cost reduction effects, or not cost, it's power reduction in Red Purple, obviously. But these are 2 cards that are power reductions, and now you can't get them if you don't want to spend an arm and a leg on them. And I can't stand when Bandai does this. I'm going to be honest. I hate when they do this, where they give a card, a decent effect. It's not even a good effect. It's just a decent effect, but it's something that helps a certain deck, and then they make it promo. And they don't ever print the card in, in the actual game. And, that leads me to one more I got to bring up. Let me just do this one. Like, they didn't even do Luffy, the blue leader Luffy. This card's like $60. Like, look at this. For the blue Luffy, this frustrates me. I'm with you guys on that. Like, everyone who gets upset at these, I know a lot of people, like, rage over some of these costs. I get it, man. This is ridiculous for what they're asking. And I never got a chance to buy this card. It's just, promo or nothing. And this is the kind of stuff that scares people away from the game. It scares me away from the game. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Like I said, yeah, I'm still playing One Piece. I'm not going anywhere. But stuff like this scares me away from the game. Where it's like, wait a minute, are they going to come out with a leader in the future that's going to be promo only? And it's going to end up being so good I have to pay like $150 for a promo leader card? I wouldn't be surprised. I hope it doesn't happen. But I'm saying, like, is that a real possibility? Yeah, I mean, I guess so. And we go back. Oh, well, I don't know where it was. So Gordon. So next up is Eustace Captain Kidd. This card has seen a resurgence. It was like $5 just 3 months ago, and I mean before that it was always pretty cheap. But look at this. As soon as like Green Yellow Yamato started playing this card, you start to see it go up and up and up, and then like it showed up in Uda, and now it's in like every green deck going forward probably. And it's a great card. It's just an incredibly good card. So why wouldn't you want it? So yeah, this card has gone way up in price, and this is a super rare, an SR from OP01. There aren't any more out there. This card, I don't foresee this card going down in price. Like some of these cards, I could see Katakuri going down in price maybe if they do a reprint. Borsalino, I see like kind of, going down in price, to be honest. Hina, Great Eruption, I can imagine these going down in price. Queen keep going down in price. This card, probably not. Nami, probably not, though. So Nami, Trafalgar Law, Gordon, Eustace Kid, I don't see these cards going down in price, guys. I'm just being honest with y'all. I want them to. You know, I always have to stress that. Hey, guys, I want these cards to go down in price, but I don't see it. I don't see it because these cards are they're so rare now. You know, that's the truth of it. This card as well, Trafalgar Law. This like spiked up for a while where it was like super expensive and then it went down. I can see this card probably staying around this because I do think Red Green Law is gonna make a little bit of a resurgence over in the East. I could be wrong, but I think Red Green Law is gonna pop up over in the East again when Sakazuki's gone because I think Sakazuki was one of the main decks that held this one back. And once that's out of the picture, I think there will be a new deck that replaces Sakazuki in some ways, not completely. Like, I think Black Lucci, like the new OP07, just all Black Lucci, I think that's still going to run the 4-cost Luccis. I think it's going to run Tempest Kick, which is going to be like a souped-up Great Eruption. I do think that's going to kind of take the place of Sakazuki. Not to say it's as good as, but it'll have the same effect on the meta where it's going to have strong AoE. Maybe not. Who knows? Maybe a new deck will pop up. Who knows? This Lin is still expensive. The 7 Lin, $12.50. And as you can see, that's not really. It's probably not going to go any cheaper than this because it's tied to a starter deck. It's tied to the starter deck. So, well, all right, guys. In wrapping up, we got to take a look at what's coming in the future here. We're going to look at some of the pre-sale prices. These are always like insanely overpriced, but we're at least going to look at them. We're take a peek, take a gander. The most concerning thing for me is these pre-sale prices on the boxes. It looks like these boxes are going to be like as cheap as 200, like at the cheapest 200, and then look from there. Look at this. So 200 here, 229, 240, 240, 240, 240. You know that makes me not want to buy boxes. You know what I mean? I'm the kind of person where like I was okay when the boxes were like $100 each. I was okay when the boxes were like, I think in OP05 last set, I think I got a box. I think I got 2 boxes for like, I think they were like 140 each, 150 each, and I was like, ouch, man. You know, that's a little steep, but you know, this is a game that I really enjoy playing. Obviously, it's what I do this whole entire channel on, and it was like, okay, that's still really expensive, but now $200 a box. And when I talk to there's a lot of local gaming stores where I live. There's probably 10. I think there's somewhere between like 7 and 10 local gaming stores where I live. And the one that I go to the most, they were saying that if you sign up for the pre-release, which I did, you can buy 1 box. Well, 1 box is going to be $200. You know, so this is an issue. I will say that. I've been saying that. I hope they find a way to resolve this because I personally can't stand when this kind of stuff happens. This is purely a supply and demand issue. They know these boxes are going to fly off the shelf. So what do? They overprice them. Like, man, that's so scummy. And then what ends up happening is, okay, well, if 50% of the markets are going to do that, well, guess what? If you keep yours under theirs, like if you're a store, it's like, oh, because a lot of people might be thinking like, well, I'll just have my own store and I'll sell these at normal price. No, you won't. I mean, you can, but you know what's going to happen? The other stores are going to buy your boxes, and then they're going to sell them on their store for these prices, and that's the real issue. And yeah, it's just unfortunate. They've got us in a crappy spot. Hopefully, they fix it soon. They being Bandai, because this has to change if they want the game to continue to grow. But yeah. All right, I'm done rambling, guys. Y'all tell me what y'all think in the comment section below. I'm sure y'all are frustrated. Or I'm sure y'all are as frustrated about it as I am, because I just want this game to continue to grow and to continue to do well. The game is extremely fun. The game is it is still growing, but stuff like this is going to limit the growth. Where it could be growing like literally 2, 3, 4, maybe even 5 times faster than it is right now. But Bandai's like, no, we don't want it to grow anymore. We're just going to literally just like shoot ourselves in the foot and just let these card prices go insane, not print anymore. And I'm sick of the excuses. I've heard people cope over this. I've heard people try to give them the benefit of the doubt. I'll give someone the benefit of the doubt if it happens like once or twice. But One Piece product has consistently been sold out as long as I can remember getting into the game, at least in my local game store. Like, I remember when I first got into it, OP01 and OP02. Like, I got into it in OP02, and I was able to buy Romance Dawn and Paramount War stuff. I think it was Paramount War. And I was like, okay, cool, this is awesome. Yeah, buy boosters at the store. But then as soon as 3 hit, no, there was no more buying anything. Everything was selling out like crazy. 3, 4, 5. Now we're on 6, and it hasn't not just gotten better, it has gotten worse. Where it's like, okay, someone needs to do something, because it's getting outrageous at this point. Okay, I'm done ranting. Sorry about that, guys. Had to get that off my chest. Hope y'all enjoyed. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, guys. Peace.